This week in the Lifetime universe, it's storm season. So get ready for some stock footage, bad green screen, terrible acting, and awful characters. From 2021, this is Psycho Storm Chaser. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
So there's a big storm and this girl has decided to ride it out in her basement, despite all the warnings. And oh no, there's someone in the house. Oh, it's okay. It's Dr. Carl the Storm Chaser from the Think Big channel on TV.
I can't believe it. I'm getting rescued by Dr. Carl the Storm Chaser.
Wrong. He's actually going to finish her off and pretend the storm did it. Why? Because she's ignored all the warnings and decided to stay home during the storm. So she's dead, while he's upstairs cleaning up. The TV flicks on, and it's Ion News, who are doing an interview with this woman, Abby Fields. Abby says she's not taking hurricane warnings seriously, and Dr. Carl is livid. So he goes to his van, looks her up on the Lifetime Google equivalent, search for, and decides she looks exactly like his ex-wife, who's dead because she decided to stay home during a storm. Oops. So he follows the storm to Brody Peninsula, where Abby lives. Cut to Abby, who's dreaming about her ex-boyfriend, who has a small arse where his chin's supposed to be. She's clearly really sad that they've broken up, but more on that later. I wonder if anyone's tried to call Abby. Right, what sort of app is this? Ridiculous. Anyway, Abby's a nurse who looks after this woman, Ella's sister Hannah, who's in a coma.
Of course.
First, I'd like to discuss Ella's jacket/cape thing. What is that? Anyway, Ella is awful.
We want her brain active. We want her to wake up.
But she's not as awful as Abby's colleague, Tony. And oh no, what's this? A storm warning. They turn on the TV and this woman says that all residents of Brody Peninsula are urged to evacuate immediately. But they can't get an ambulance to take Hannah.
So we have to wait it out then.
Cool. Let's make a night of it.
Oh, fuck off, Tony. There isn't enough fuel for the generator to keep Hannah's life support machine or whatever it is working. So someone's gonna have to go out in the storm and get some. Let's ask Tony.
Okay. No.
Okay.
So Abby's going to go instead. But what's this? Dr. Carl is lurking outside her place of work that he somehow found on search for to see if Abby's evacuated. Cut to Abby's ex-boyfriend, Detective Arschchin of the useless Lifetime Police Department. He calls Abby and he's like, Abby, I hope you're evacuating the peninsula. And she's like, no, actually, I'm not. And he's like, oh, okay, then bye.
Uh-oh.
I know you. You're that guy from the Think Big channel.
Correctamundo.
He's like, yeah, I'm here because there's a massive storm coming.
You're not staying, right?
He's like, someone I used to know stayed behind in a storm like this, and now she's dead. And Abby's like, oh, right, that's nice, bye. Then she goes back to the house just in time for the storm to come. Meanwhile, Detective Arschchin has decided against evacuating and goes back to help Abby. Then we get some clips of hurricane stock footage to show us how serious it is. Back at the house, where the weather is clearly fine outside, but someone's aimed a hosepipe at the window to make it look like it's raining, Ella's thinking maybe she should have left.
You think?
Outside, Dr. Carl is recording some footage for his TV show.
This is where the storm will begin its rampage, off the Brody Peninsula.
Wow, that looks brilliant. Cut to this happy couple across the street who are hiding in their basement.
I can't believe you talked me into staying.
The house is more than fine.
Right, why is she going out with him?
I must be crazy.
Crazy enough to have said I do.
Then they start kissing.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was probably just a squirrel or something trying to stay dry.
Yeah, probably just a squirrel.
Maybe.
That's a pretty big squirrel.
Maybe some muskrat.
What? That's a pretty specific animal to mention. Perhaps it's a tapir or a pangolin. He takes the baseball bat upstairs, presumably just in case it's an ocelot. But it's not, it's Dr. Carl. That's good, he's dead. Now she can find someone better. Oh no, she can't.
You think this is fun? It's what, romantic? Staying behind in a storm?
Sir, please don't do this. Please.
You stayed behind, and nature took its course.
Really?
No.
So she's dead. While all that's fun, the next scene is Ella telling Abby about how bad it is that her sister's in a coma, and this goes on and on and on.
There it is.
Oh, hello, Officer Barnes.
Hi.
I guess you folks didn't hear about the evacuation?
Abby's like, we did actually, we just ignored it.
Well, someone asked me to come here and check on you.
And that someone was Detective Arschchin.
Great. Goodbye.
Thanks for coming, officer.
Well, that was fucking rude.
Yes.
Anyway, Officer Barnes' day is about to get worse as he goes to investigate the house across the street and finds Dr. Carl's latest victims.
Drop what you're holding, hands on your head.
Dr. Carl's like, you're brave, coming out without rubber-soled shoes on. And he's like, what are you talking about? I love that song. Anyway, so yeah, he's dead. Across the street, Abby calls Detective Arschchin to bollock him for sending someone to check on her.
Okay.
You better not be coming out here.
Well, he was going to, but his car's broken down.
Come on!
Oh, right, he's gonna walk.
My ex said the thing that...
Don't care. And oh no, Dr. Carl's managed to let himself into the house and nobody's noticed because Hannah's in a coma, Abby is tending to her, Ella is asleep, and so is Tony, who's supposed to be working.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck off, Tony. Somehow Dr. Carl has got into Hannah's room and starts staring at her.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, although we don't see Dr. Carl knocking one out over a coma patient, it's certainly implied. After he's finished that, he pulls out some of her tubes.
Excuse me?
Yes, her tubes. Why would he put her...
He's a creep.
Good point.
Anyway, then he walks out. Oh, good, Tony's awake. Good. Abby tells him to go and fill up the generator. But while he's out there, she finds wet footprints all around the house.
Maybe some muskrat.
Maybe not.
Dr. Carl has managed to escape the house, but is seen by Tony outside. Tony's like, hey, it's you from the TV. And he's like, yeah, how about you hold the camera and film me? And Tony's like, yeah, all right. After they finish, Dr. Carl's like, wow, that was really good, Tony. Watch some on the camera.
All right.
Back inside, Abby and Ella have found Hannah's tubes unattached, and Abby says she thinks someone else has been in the house. But oh no, the power's gone out. Where is Tony with that fuel? Better go outside and look for him. Oh, there he is. Abby tries to revive him, but it's too late. He's dead. And oh no. Dr. Carl chokes her out, then goes down to get Abby, who's filling the generator. Oh, it's okay, it's Detective Arschchin. Okay, so he's useless. Abby runs in the house and uses a chair to keep the back door open. So Dr. Carl goes in through the front door. While he's looking for Abby, he tells the whole story of how his wife Sandra died in a storm, just like this one.
You want to know what happened?
No, not really, but I'm sure you're going to tell us.
She stayed, and she died.
Yeah, we knew that already. The bit we didn't know is the reason she stayed. It turns out she was shagging their neighbor in Dr. Carl's house.
In my bed.
Then he starts saying how the people he kills during storms all deserve to die because they think they're stronger than a storm. Abby is so bored by Dr. Carl's rubbish story that she stabs him in the chest, runs outside, and fires up the generator. Apparently now the power is on, she can wake up Detective Arschchin. She brings him inside where there's absolutely zero chance Dr. Carl is alive.
Really?
And starts tending to his wounds. Didn't see that coming. He's after Abby now, so she throws some alcohol in his face and runs upstairs. But oh no, he's got a gun. He starts telling her how he plans to get away with all this until...
Get out of my house!
Yeah. Incredibly, that small paperback book has knocked him out. So Ella and Abby run upstairs to the bedroom and arm themselves with a lamp and a tennis racket. But then Ella remembers that her sister's in the other room, in a coma, so she runs out to see if she's okay. Oh, God. So in runs Abby with the lamp.
Stop! Have a time.
What do you want?
Funnily enough, he wants to bang on about his wife and the storm again.
Really?
But then Hannah wakes up from her coma and sticks him with a syringe.
What?
Yes, that's actually what happens.
This is ridiculous.
It is.
Oh, right, Detective Arschchin's still alive too. That's brilliant. So Dr. Carl is arrested. The next morning, Hannah is up and about as if she's just woken up from a nap. And Abby and Detective Arschchin are back together. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Meanwhile, as Dr. Carl is being driven away in handcuffs, he hears a weather warning on the radio. Ooh. Anyway, that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And please consider joining my Patreon. There's a link in the description. Thank you.